We were.
We were.
Oh, good morning.
Oh,
Thank you, sir.
the whole thing was muted?
Whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Now I get it
We,
over
we
here.
did this yesterday. Yeah.
No audios. Okay. Hey, we weren't looking at comments, but I mean, you know.
That's it.
So here, I'll
yeah.
jump into comments real quick. Hold on. Israel Gross says, good morning. Happy hump day. Alabama is dead. Last for trades. What?
Trade salaries.
Okay. There we go.
Salaries
Okay.
after.
I don't know. Dallas is pretty low. Yeah, salaries. There you go. Squirt says, good morning, everyone. Happy hump day. No audio. Thank you so much. Stanley says, good morning, gentlemen. I can't hear you. Lori says, no sound. And Lee Morris says, no audio. But we should have audio now.
That's it.
Somebody give me a thumbs up or say, yes, I hear you now. Just so I know we're good. Okay, nobody's going to comment. So
No. Perfect.
maybe everybody left. Now we can do whatever we want to do. I know. Okay, so yeah, we were playing there.
Everybody, welcome.
okay, so yes.
All right, we got audio.
Good.
Deal.
Good. I love it. Thank you very much. Glenn, Stanley, thank you. And Lori, thank you very much. Stanley says, there it is. Good to go now. And Stanley, I just shared what you posted on LinkedIn today, which I thought was great because, basically it says, look, organic marketing is the best thing in the world, and YouTube is the best way to do it. Make great videos that people want to watch, and you'll grow. Man, it happens. Anyway, if you've never been here before, we normally start off with audio. We tried something a little different today, but we love what we get to do, and we talk about the trades each and every day. We do this at 11 o'clock Eastern time. That way, when you're on lunch, you can watch this. Now, if you're eat lunch at 11 o'clock on the West Coast, that's fine too, because the replay will be there. But we do this because it gives you all the opportunity to get up and learn something about your niche, your industry, your trades. Because we've always taught people, if you want to be in the top of your niche, the top 5%, get up every day for 30 minutes to an hour, study your niche, and learn more about it than anybody else. If you're new here, man, hang around. You're going to have fun, learn some new things. If you got questions or comments, drop a bomb in there, put a Q in front of it. We'll try to answer it. We normally do. And as you see, I'm not here alone. I got Squirt with me again. Let's try that again.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I am Henry Wakefield, aka Squirt, as you see on the screen. 20-year pipe fitter by trade. Now I run Leak Pro, and I take care of it. I build the equipment, and we build the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers.
Absolutely.
I always suggest checking out the complete kit. You can find that at www.leak-pro.com. That complete kit comes with both pieces of equipment. You're covered for the outdoor and anything indoors, under slabs, things like that. So check it out. Once again, www.leak-pro.com. But also, if you're not familiar with leak detection and it's something that you want to learn,
And most people aren't.
that's it. Add to a list of your services. Like I hear some comments sometimes like, well, plumbers aren't leak detection guys. No, you're not. But if you learn the process, you can be, and really you should be, because you're the one that's out there fixing the issues.
Oh, and I love that people say that plumbers aren't leak detection guys.
Yep.
Well, we installed the pipe that's leaking, so who knows more about it than us? But the other thing is too, look, before I became a plumber, I wasn't a solderer.
That's right.
I wasn't a cast iron joiner. But you know what? I can do that too.
That's it. And you learn more things, more skills to add to your belt, because the more things that you can pull out and take care of and handle right there on the spot, instead of, let me call that leak detection guy.
They're 6 weeks out.
They're 6 weeks out. They're 2 weeks out. They're 4 weeks out. Yeah, we're just going to have to kind of turn your water on as you need it and leave it off most of the time because you got a leak and, we don't know where it is yet. Guys, come spend a couple days with me. Give me a call, 1-8888-LEAK PRO. I'll run you through every part of the training out here, and I've got a great facility to do it. Line locating, leak detection under a slab, outside of a slab, even on sewer systems, and how to market all of it. So give us a call, 1-8888-LEAK PRO. I'd be happy to talk to you about equipment or training.
And the marketing to make your phone ring. So here's the deal. We're going to go into national news, and I'm going to go through this first part quick because I got another thing I want to talk about, but this is still important. So it's like, you know what, I'm going to leave this. But New York launches $25 million clean energy building initiative. Now, me being a lead AP, which is leadership in energy and environmental design. I love what I get to do. So I love hearing about stuff like this. But yesterday, the New York State Energy Research and Development Authority, the NYSERDA, unveiled a substantial $25 million funding opportunity to promote carbon neutral and resilient building products across the state. Now, this is across all of New York. So, man, if you've ever pulled into New York and seen the fog, you know what they're talking about. But building cleaner communities, the competition allocates $15 million to support community and campus scale projects, as well as commercial, industrial, institutional, municipal, and mixed use building initiatives. So they're going to get involved in everything. And I love that because it's going to help New York clean up and look better. But Commercial and Industrial Carbon Challenge provides $10 million to encourage large energy consumers to implement clean energy solutions that reduce the carbon emissions.
Yep.
And guys, at the end of the day, the objectives, that's what it's all about. The initiatives aim to facilitate the design and construction of buildings achieving carbon neutrality. Now, anytime you can create a building that creates more energy than it uses, that's what they're talking about. Net zero energy performance. And they have to demonstrate replicable and cost-effective approaches to sustainable building practices. This helps them prioritize projections in low to moderate income or disadvantaged communities, hub communities, anything at all like that, and enhancing the environmental justice and equity. So it's to make the world a better place, y'all. At the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do.
Well, that's it. And that's why I pulled this one, because I thought it was pretty cool. New York, you know, you always hear about New York City and all the smog, all the pollution, everything that's up there because there's so much. And that's something we talk about a lot is everything is moving towards greener builds, more efficient infrastructures and everything that helps support this and feed this. And I thought this was a really good one to spotlight.
No, I do. I like it. You picked a good one. Now, this is one that's been talked about the past couple of days. And I wanted to go ahead and bring it up because we hadn't said anything about it. But Trump's threatening to pull $3 billion from Harvard grants and give to trade schools. Guys, this is going to be a good deal if that happens, even if he just takes half of it.
Yeah.
What if it's just $1.5 billion going to trade schools? Okay, that changes the landscape a lot. And y'all hear me say all the time, we are over 1 million, and somewhere we found the other day that we're almost 2 million unfilled trades jobs right now.
Yep.
Guys, we need more people in the trades, and stuff like this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to make it work. And when you look at it and say, I mean, and look, guys, this is Newsweek. This isn't just, some slam article put up by somebody to try to get people's attention. So this is something that could very well happen. I really hope that it does, because we need stuff like this. We need to grow the trades, and it's up to all of us to do it. Riquette jumped into the Leap Pro Sidekick I bought a little over a month ago. It's already paid for itself. Brother, I love that. And they do. I mean, the first kit that we saw, the first kit or training that we did, not kit that we saw.
Triple training.
The first training we did, 3 people, they called us Monday evening and said, guess what? We knew we had this call booked today. That's why we came and did this Friday and Saturday. We made $21,000 on our first job, paid for the training and the tools. It's like, you know what? You did all right. Lori says, wow, that's huge. Yeah, Harvard's not very happy about it.
Yeah.
Just saying.
$3 billion, that's
But I think this is just Trump saying, look, I am the president. I'll do or say what I want to do. I don't know that this will truthfully happen. I wish that it would. But at the end of the day, at least it's being talked about.
That's it. He's trying to address the issue because he knows that there is a huge hole that will have to be filled, or things will change, guys. It won't grow the way we have.
So if any of y'all know Donald Trump personally, send him a message. Say, look, Roger said he'll have you on his podcast.
Yeah.
Love to talk about it.
Come on in.
I mean,
curious.
To be honest, I sent a message to somebody yesterday saying, hey, look, I'd love to have him on if he wants to talk about it. So you never know.
There you go.
Okay, now we're going to roll into the bottom line. And man, this is one that I've dealt with before, but the financial dangers of just having one big client. Now, we've worked both in construction. So when you get these general contractors that they spend so much money with you. You cater to them. You do anything and everything that they want. Man, I'm telling you, when they disappear, it's like, wait, we can't fill this hole quick enough.
Yep. Well, and like the major thing with having one major place you work at, everything is great while everything's going smooth and perfect. But one of the major things that made me realize this on a job is, what if an accident happens? Okay, when an accident happens, your risk just went up on you doing that next job. So are you the guaranteed right person for that next job, or do they need to think about that other contractor maybe this time?
Because the insurance numbers may not add up now.
That's it. So this is what truly made me kind of go, man, like just one bad day, somebody's off day, something happens, can lead to devastation for everybody else without you realizing it. So one major client, you don't want all your eggs in one basket.
And relying heavily on a single client for the majority of your business revenue, that can pose significant financial risk. Because if so, what happens if that client reduces their workload?
Yep.
What if they have to delay payments? Maybe they're not getting paid. Or what if they decide to end the relationship with you? Your business can face severe cash flow issues. And guys, I've been there. I've done that. There was a construction company firm that drives 70% of its revenue from one client, and they were facing bankruptcy. When that client filed for insolvency, guys, you lose it all. And Uncle Grant told me one day before I started my business, he said, never take on a job so big that if you lost that amount of money, it would hurt your business.
Yep.
And I mean, when you're looking at $50,000 jobs, which aren't massive,
Nope.
I mean, you were looking at $1 billion jobs.
It's enough to change things.
It's enough to change your life.
It's enough to make it or break it. I mean, honestly, and that's the truth. There.
Well, and
like,
you've got to diversify your clients. You have to.
Yes.
If you don't diversify your client base, that's the only way you can mitigate that risk. And implement contracts with clear payment terms and penalties for late payments. And guys, that has to be in your contract. You can't come in later and say, wait, you ain't paying me, I'm losing money. There needs to be a penalty in there where, look, I'm really not losing money. It's just costing you more.
Yep.
And that's the way that's set up. And that's for penalties on late payments. Remember that. And then regularly assess the financial health of all your major clients. Are they doing good? Do they ever have to say, hey, look, it's going to be another week or two before we can pay you? Because if it starts out like that, guess what? That week or two becomes, it's going to be 6 or 8 weeks before we can pay you. It's going to be 3 or 6 months.
It'll grow.
And now you're financing their work. Yep. Because they owe you the money, but they're not paying you, but they're still moving along. Think about it.
That's it. And I like the, hey, once it's past this deadline, here's how much it's going to go up consistently.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that you take care of your business before we have to file liens and stuff like that. Because like we were saying yesterday, you don't want to have to deal with that route, but if you do, be ready for it.
And those liquidated damages can kill you. So CYA.
Quick.
All right, ladder inspection for safety. And man, this is a big one because I have literally sent ladders back to the shop multiple times and finally just cut them in half. It's like, send it back to me now.
Yep.
And they call Raising Cane, like, you can't do that. It's like, you start fixing them right and we'll start using them, but you keep sending them back where they fall back apart, we're not going to do it.
That's it. I found some bad ones and I'd cut them up and throw them in the dumpsters. And I was like, hey, there's a ladder in there. Yeah, I'll toss that. You ain't fixing it. The fiberglass is busted on this one spot. Almost nobody notices, but I happen to check it and it's gone. It's ruined. Like once that one member is gone, it can't hold what it says anymore. So get rid of it. But there's some things that you can do whenever you are inspecting your ladders to make sure you're checking every part and piece of it. And that's the key here is we walk on ladders to check rungs, stuff like that, make sure there's no wiggle and wobble to them too much. But the biggest one that I've seen overlooked is just some busted fiberglass. You can't see it. You can't see that crack until you actually grab a hold of it. Then it's like, oh, this little sliver just comes out. Well, then that's the part that's really needed here.
And here's the thing. If that little sliver comes out while you're climbing down and you've got on jersey gloves and that sliver jams in your hand and you let go and fall back and break your neck, somebody's going to say, oh, well, yeah, that ladder's been like that for a while.
Yeah. And ladder-related incidents remain a leading cause of workplace injuries in construction, guys. This is what we always say: the biggest one, slips, trips, and falls. Guess what? A lot of those happen from a ladder.
yeah.
Okay. Regular and thorough inspections are crucial to ensure safety, and you want to make sure that you are inspecting your ladder every single day. Way I taught my apprentices: look, check it every day. Well, why? We got it chained up. Da 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 da. How many people have a key to our lock, though, at this company? Well, lots. Who came in last night? Well, hopefully nobody. Well, hopefully, but do you know that?
Who swapped ladders with us
Then
in the middle of the
check.
night because they know theirs in
That's
good.
it. Well, all my apprentices
that
learned I'd have my name on every ladder. I didn't care. And it's like, yeah, that's so we know which ones are ours, guys. Okay, keep up with them. It's important to me.
And I'd write them in places people didn't think to
That's
look
it.
like on
That's
the
right.
inside bottom of the rung
Bottom
or
of the
something.
foot.
It's like,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
If you lay down on the floor and look up at it, you can tell.
That's it. And you really want to check for any cracks that you can see, but also put your hands on it and feel it, pull on the different parts and pieces. Any bends or anything that's ruined the structural stability of that ladder. Any splits in the rungs, any side rails, things like that. Check all these parts and pieces. Make sure all the rivets and bolts are secure. And then, don't just replace the rivets with bolts. That's not technically the right way to fix a ladder, just so you know.
Buy a rivet gun. They're
That's
not
it.
expensive.
That's it. Fix it the right way. And verify that the ladder's feet are intact. They're non-slip. If you're on that slippery surface, make sure you have great feet. They're clean. They're not dirty, because just a little dirt makes them
Oh, yeah.
slippery again. Also, confirm that all the locking mechanisms are functioning properly. Make sure that thing stays locked down in the position that you want, especially extension ladders, things like that. Double, triple check that occasionally. That's what I do. Make sure it's locked in tight. A lot of best practices here. Conduct inspections before each use, because even let's say you walk out of the room and go to lunch. Are you lined up with everybody across that side? Everybody does the same lunch hour? Or is it different? Because somebody could have gone in there, taken your ladder and walked it down the corridor and thrown it back in that room quick. So make sure you kind of visually check it every time. Train employees on proper ladder usage and inspection procedures, because you're not supposed to walk that ladder down the corridor. Most of us
We've
know
done
that.
it, but we've done it.
And that's it. Some of us, I know a lot of tape bed and texture guys, and it's like, oh yeah, here
I can walk this
just
ladder
do
faster than I
can
can
do
walk.
stilts. I can
Yeah.
do this. It don't matter. Just grab my ladder real quick. Here, mine walks perfect. And it's like, dude, no, we're not supposed to do that. Replace damaged ladders immediately. Don't attempt to repair it
Unless you're trained at that.
unless that's it. You are following the proper procedures to actually repair it. Not taking a piece of sheet metal and running some screws through it. Oh, it's good. That crack's covered. We're fine. Go ahead. Get on that ladder, boy. No, not no more.
So here's the deal, and I love this because we're moving into new construction. We're talking tiny homes and big profits. Now, here's what I love about this. We're going to end up going to New Orleans or Baton Rouge, right down by New Orleans, here in a few weeks, not sure yet when, to inspect a $10,000 Amazon home.
Okay.
We've been asked to come check out the plumbing. So this is going to be fun. And when I read this earlier, this is exactly what I thought about. But trades are seeing a new demand. The tiny home market is experiencing significant growth, and it's driven by affordability and a desire for minimalist living. And guys, there's a lot of people out there that like, look, I just want to live in the smallest, tightest area I can. Okay. Get a coffin.
You got
I
a
mean,
granddaughter building one?
Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Man, I'm thinking we could set up out here and build them, you know? That would be a great video for us. But this trend presents new opportunities for tradespeople skilled in compact and efficient construction techniques. Now, the market insights on these new homes, these tiny homes, guys, are crazy. The global tiny homes market is projected to grow by $3.71 billion from now through the next 4 years.
That's it.
Guys, that's $1 billion a year. That is almost $1 billion a year.
Yes.
And demand is particularly high in urban areas where space is limited.
Yeah.
Welcome to the world.
That's it. And there's so many ways to specialize in the space-saving designs. Multifunction tables that fold up into a couch, and then you pull this, and it turns into like a picnic table in the same little space, and it's like, holy crap, it's cool. There's so many different multifunctional installations, beds that stay up to the ceiling that drop down by a cable when it's actually time for bed, so that you have a clear space there to be able to move and do things. There's so many cool ways to do a tiny home nowadays. This can be a great specialty. If you offer any services that are tailored to off-grid living,
which we talk about all the time,
such as solar panel installation, composting toilets, rainwater collection. That's huge in the tiny home space, because most people that have a tiny home, they have a garden. They want to take care of that garden and be off-grid. And if you're that off-grid expert, you can help a lot of people in your area. So collaborate with a lot of the tiny home manufacturers for consistent project work. Find out where they're shipping them to, where things are going, stuff like that, and just stay informed.
Stanley Orchard here says, I own several ladders with warnings in Korean. Glad you speak Korean. Korean companies I work for had purchased them, and warnings were required to be in English. There, I lost my game. There you go. Joseph Villadieu says, I'm from California, currently in a program called Hire LAX, apprenticeship readiness program, and they show us all the trades. Still can't decide which trade I can go into. Well, if they're showing you all the trades, my advice is always plumbing, electrical, and HVAC are normally your professionals. You're going to get a professional license from your state. So to me, you can normally make more money there. But to be honest, if you enjoy woodworking as a carpenter, you enjoy masonry, stuff like that, there's great opportunities. You can do a ton of different things. But I think plumbing, electrical, and HVAC are normally the ones where you can make more money, unless there's like welding, pipe fitting.
Yeah.
You'll make the same kind of money there.
There's tons. And honestly, it's figure out the one that intrigues you the most, that interests you the most, that you're the most curious about, that you'll
do the best.
You've got that want to learn about. Those are usually the ones that are going to fit you the best.
Yep.
And did you try anything? Go try one. Spend a month, spend a week. And if it's something you don't like, go try another one. It's great to do while you're young, especially, and just go and figure out the right one for you that you want to learn. And you're going to learn some at different trades. That knowledge is going to feed into other trades also. So don't be scared.
But the good thing is, if this Hire LAX is teaching you all of them, find out which one you enjoy the most.
Yep.
You're going to get in there one day and be like, okay, man, I love this. I mean, that was fun.
Yep.
And to me, that's the kind of stuff, like Randy said, if it's like, I would have sucked as an electrician. I don't like electricity at all.
That's it.
And I would not have wanted to be good at it. But plumbing, it's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Look what we can do. So it really is neat. But it is what it is. All right, mindset growth. This is a good one because I hear this all the time.
It's a major question that I see in a lot of our chats.
Yeah, am I too old
to do this?
And it's like, no, you're not. So don't let I'm too old kill your career progression. Age should never be a barrier to entering or advancing in the trades. Many individuals successfully transition into skilled trades later in life, bringing valuable life experience and work ethic. Talk about this transitioning all the time. If you're transitioning out of the military into civilian life, and the trades can be a great freaking opportunity for you. There's great numbers. A significant number of trades professionals begin their careers after the age of 30.
Yep.
Okay. I've had apprentices in the union 55 years old.
Yes.
I met a guy the other day when I was in Virginia. He was competing in the apprentice competition. He's 61.
Yeah. Wow. I've seen some old apprentices. And like, that's what I think back to anytime I'm ever asked. And it's like, man, I've had apprentices that were older than you. I've seen them on the job. And guess what? They're out there working just as hard as that youngster over there. They want to get it done. They want to learn it. They know they're there to learn a skill and they want to use it.
They're normally better than the youngsters because they work smarter. They're like, look at that little kid grabbing 2 of those and running back and forth all day. I'm going to go over and pick up 6 and walk and still get twice as much done.
My favorite for the apprentices, and I learned this from an old journeyman I worked with. He was always clean and I was always dirty. I wasn't scared to jump in and get it though. But a lot of those other guys are like, you can do the same thing and you don't have to get dirty. There's a better way to do that. And they know that. They've realized that. They've figured it out. It's like, no, you don't just have to jump in and just get dirty and messy. There's a better approach.
And most apprenticeships and trade schools don't have any upper age limit, so that's not going to slow you down.
Yep.
But seek out mentorship. Find opportunities to gain hands-on experience and see what it is that you enjoy, that what you want to do, and how you can learn even faster. But leverage any transferable skills from previous careers. We talk about the military because they come in, they're so disciplined. They understand SOPs. They're like, hey, this is how we do it. You don't reinvent the wheel. Do it. And that's amazing. But you can stay updated with the latest industry technologies and certifications, and that will also help you move ahead. It's never too late to learn and grow. If I'd have said it's too late to learn social media, I'd still be out in the field plumbing every day.
Yeah.
Or running a company.
Hey, I traded careers and everything 2 years ago. Complete reset. 40. Hey, let's reset. Let's do it.
Man,
Don't
I
be
was
scared to do
54.
it. It's no big deal. That's it. Like, not too old, that's for sure.
But the cool thing is, look, if you want to do what I did, I put together a webinar because I have people tell me all the time, I can't do YouTube. And if Stanley Orchards is in here still, I shared a post he made earlier. And actually, man, I took a picture of it, so I'm just going to read it because I'm telling you, it's something that everybody needs to hear and everybody needs to think about. But he says, pure organic growth. Nothing beats the reach that YouTube provides simply by making videos that people enjoy watching and catering the packaging of those videos in a way that piques curiosity. That is all you need. So I put together a webinar explaining why people shouldn't believe the misconceptions that they do. It's free. Just go to www.justmetroger.
Yeah.
Like that. .com. And I'm telling you, it can really help you out. Let's talk about Leak Pro.
I was going to say, we would like to thank Leak Pro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks. And Leak Pro builds the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. And I build 2 different pieces of equipment. I build a probe. It's a T-handle style made out of a solid block of aluminum up top, and it's got a stainless steel rod. This one's real durable. This is the one you want for that meter to the home service, any irrigation lines, things like that. Anything underground where you might run into some rocks or something, push that probe down there. You'll be able to get a good listen. That's what we really prefer for that meter to the home service. But whenever you go inside, you really want to pull out that sidekick. It's the pistol grip style with an aluminum rod. And that aluminum rod on it, it's a less dense metal, so it enhances the sound even more, which is what kind of eliminates that layer of concrete whenever you're listening for a leak that's under a slab, either under a slab in the home or even the driveway or sidewalks outside. So always check out the complete kit, and you can check that out at www.leak-pro.com. But also, if you're not familiar with doing leak detection and you want to learn the process, how to market it for your business, even find leaks on sewer systems, give me a call because I do a 2-day training out here where I've got 11 leaks under a slab. We'll go through, learn how to locate those lines, pinpoint locate those leaks. I've got a leak outside of the slab too, so that you are familiar with what that sounds like also. And then a cast iron and a PVC sewer system set up where I can teach you to go to that double clean out outside, do some isolation testing to determine exactly which part of the sewer system is leaking. And also how to market leak detection services in your local area for your business. So give us a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO. We'd be happy to discuss the equipment or the training with you.
And guys, this stuff works. I'm just saying. All right, all trades. Why job site photos can make or break your reputation. And documenting your work through photos is essential for showcasing quality, resolving disputes, and marketing your services. Guys, you can take those pictures. Randy loves the before and after. And I mean, really, when you go in and look at a room, where you're going to make drastic changes. You know, I was looking at the bathroom over here a while ago because we know what we're going to do there. We're going to rebuild a wall. We're going to make it a bigger bathroom. But I'm in there looking at it. I'm like, man, I see why the before and after photos, because I'm looking at the way it is and imagining what it's going to look like. And I'm just already, it's like, man, this is going to be cool.
I know, and the one he's talking about, y'all, it's a really small bathroom, so it's actually going to have to be a before and after video, I think, so you can check the whole space.
Yeah.
And show the whole space, because you're not going to be able to catch it all in a photo per se. It'll take a few photos, but we could do it.
But we're going to have fun with it.
That's it.
But there's benefits to this, guys. And it provides visual evidence of completed work for clients and inspectors. Now, during COVID, some of the cities, they didn't want their inspectors to come out to the houses. So you could take a picture then. Well, I'm like, look, if we can take a picture during COVID and it's good enough, why can't we do it all the time? You should have one inspector that sits at the computer all day long, looks at pictures, and says, yep, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It also helps enhance your portfolio to attract future businesses. It helps in identifying and addressing issues promptly. Now, the cool thing is, I was at Schluter here this last week in Atlanta, or just outside of Atlanta, and it's in one of their new offices, and the walls that they've built, the tile, I mean, this thing is amazing. And I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, man, next time I do a shower, I've got some ideas now. Whenever you're putting stuff like this on your website, I know. It'll be done in Schluter, let me tell you.
I know.
But when you do all that, it's great. Yep. So take photos before, during, and after the project completion. It, especially, I like the during, because then maybe the inspector can see what's on the wall. Potential customers can see how clean you keep your work area, and things like that add up.
Well, that's it. Like they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, here's my before, here's my after. Okay. But if you include that middle photo of during the process, I feel like that one photo is a few thousand words because it gives them an idea of how you thought about that process. They can see part of the work happening. So, yeah.
And that's good.
I like that.
And the big trick is use high resolution images. Most of y'all have, the latest, greatest. Just go ahead and upgrade to the Pro Max, stuff like that. It'll help your pictures.
Turn it on 4K for some of these things that you want to see details.
And it's a business write-off. So quit complaining. So don't say, well, that's expensive. It costs money to do business. Just going to throw that out there. But high resolution camera and lighting. Make sure it's lit up really, really well. And then organize and store those photos systematically. That way you can easily retrieve them. I got a notification the other day that I was being served to be a witness in a lawsuit. And I'm like, this is from 5 years ago. And the guy's like, yep. So luckily I came in and said, Amber, do we have the pictures from that job 5 years ago? She said, yeah. Goes through and pulls them up. Here they are. It's like, guys, it will cover you.
That's it.
Laws and licenses. Now, there's dangers in letting your license lapse. And I've got to tell you, I did.
Yeah.
I let my plumbing license lapse one time because I got out. I was doing cosmetology. I was doing massage. And I thought, you know what? I don't need that plumbing license. I'm
going to do this the rest of my life.
I'm going to do this forever. This is easy. I just stand here. And then you start wearing and tearing your knees, your shoulders, your back, and everything. It's like, man, plumbing didn't hurt this bad. Yeah. But anyway, it's funny. I let mine go. But luckily, it was just over 2 years. So I said, look, if I just come down and fill out paperwork or anything, can I get it back? I said, oh, no, you got to test again. So I had to test again, which was great because I love going to Austin.
Refresher,
I know. I was thinking about cutting hair, not cutting vent pipe. But operating without a valid contractor's license can lead to severe legal and financial consequences. And I know companies that buy other companies' licenses or buy other people's master number. And you just got to be very, very careful with that because I know people that just buy it outright. They don't have them work for them. They don't know anything about the business. They're just renting a license.
Yeah. Oh,
illegal as hell.
That's it.
But there's risk there, too.
There are. Guys, hefty fines and legal penalties. I promise you don't want to deal with them. It's just like OSHA coming out and finding you. It's a big fine for something small. So make sure you stay on top of your license. But also, it can create ineligibility to bid on new projects. because once it gets known that you don't have that license, GCs don't play that game. But the major, guys, it can truly do a lot of damage to your professional reputation, and you could lose your client's trust because you didn't go down. You were chasing a unicorn and trying to cut hair and stuff instead of the license. But, oh, you're falling back to this. Now you just want to jump in and do it. Keep your license current. You learned that lesson yourself. Like,
You bet.
don't let it go. Keep it as current as you can all the time.
And the damage to your reputation, guys, that's one that, one thing I told you when you got in the union, look, your name, that's the only one you get.
You get one.
And people will attach anything and everything to your name. So you want to make sure that you don't get a bad reputation. We've ended up talking about other plumbers on here and go and look at their sites and that they're not even licensed.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, how are you providing this service? How are you marketing it all across the country and you're not even legal?
That's it. Set a
Blows my
reminder.
mind. Yeah.
If it's your company, you got a lot of plumbers under you, guess what? Create reminders for you to remind them, hey, your license is going out in 2 months. May want to renew that. It's okay. Like, we did that a lot for certifications.
Oh, yeah.
For lifts and stuff. It's like, hey, your stuff's going out in a couple months. We need to book a class so that we can all go and do this because here's everybody that's going out in the next few months.
Or if there's
Let's
enough
just get them
people doing
updated.
it, they'll come out to the job site and say, okay, give us an area that we can work in.
That's
Okay.
it. And make sure to set those reminders in there for you, for yourself, and for others, just to help. Also, stay informed about any changes in the license requirements because those change throughout different states, different things. You've got to have continuing education. You're almost 2 years out. What is getting it back look like? You got to go retest, or can you just fill out paperwork? It's going to vary in different places.
And see, the good thing is, like, I know my license expires at the end of September, always, right before my birthday. So I know between June to September or July to September, I've got to get scheduled. I've got to do my online training. And sometimes if you wait too long, you forget. Literally last year, I sat in Orlando on a Saturday while I was out of town at a conference.
Oh, yeah.
Doing my continuing education because I messed up.
Aren't you glad that's online now?
Yeah. I didn't have to be anywhere.
Yeah.
And thanks to COVID, they said, okay, we can do online training now.
That's it. You can lock yourself into a room and do it.
And maintain accurate records of your continuing education and all your certifications.
Yep.
You should keep up with when do they expire? Do they expire? Me, I know mine. Mine has expired the end of September every year since I've had it. So I always know come July, August, September, I got to start saying, okay, I need to make sure I've got the next continuing education
Yeah.
ready, scheduled, and done.
I'd even have companies remind me, hey, your driver's license is going to go out this year. I drove a company vehicle. They're like, look, no, we got to know that you're good. Like,
You bet.
We just want to remind you so that you know it's coming, so that it doesn't slip your mind, because if it does, you ain't driving.
And I just renewed, and it's so easy to renew stuff these days, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally, I renewed my driver's license and my license to carry
Yep.
online. So easy deal, and they're both good for another 5 years, I think. So not bad.
Yeah.
All right, business training.
Hey, how to write a scope of work
Yeah, I'm
that
gonna let you
saves
talk
your
about
butt
this.
later.
I'm gonna let you handle this one.
And guys, this is so important because a well-defined scope of work is crucial for setting clear expectations and protecting against scope creep.
Now, and this is and something I want to teach you because there's a lot of project managers that never go over the scope of work with the superintendent. And it's like, man, you get out in the field, it's like, well, we normally do this. Well, we excluded on this job. Well, why didn't you tell me?
That's it. Like, and there's a process. Like, the guy that estimated it to that project manager, they have a sit down to go through everything. One of the things that I always learned is we would do a lot because I was kind of in a lot of the design build stuff. So it's kind of like all inclusive no matter what. I learned on that though, and I'd go, okay, here's my quantities that I've included in this. Period. No more, no less. This is what I carried in.
And we designed
my
this. It's been
design
engineered.
build.
It is a workable system.
That's it. This is a workable system, and this is what I bid. This is what is
Yes.
in my scope of work. Any variances
Right.
in this quantity could lead to a change.
Oh, well,
and
wait.
that's out of my
We
control.
want valves on every floor, in every area, in every zone.
That's it.
Okay, but we just put a valve on each riser. you
right.
you got to shut down the whole building.
Uh-huh.
But you told us to go. What's it called? Were you
Isolation.
were you engineering it?
Oh,
Efficiency
Yeah,
engineer.
yeah.
It's not efficiency.
like not redundancy, but
Anyway,
Yeah.
there's a word.
But there's a lot of key components of an effective scope of work, guys. Okay, it's going to have a project overview. This is going to summarize the project's purpose and the objectives. Here's my favorite part is your deliverables. This is your list of specific outputs and services to be provided. So for instance, I was an industrial estimator, did piping. So there were times that some jobs I would call out the linear footage of piping that I had included on that job and the sizes so that they could compare to anybody else bidding or estimating this rough design.
Value engineer.
Value engineer.
Sorry.
Yep. They had something tangible to go, oh, well, this dude carried this many feet of this pipe. How much did y'all carry? Just curious. Is it close or not? And that would quickly give them a good gauge as to what I had in my bid versus what others did. It's also going to have a timeline there. You're going to define the start and end dates, including milestones. This is going to let them know how much overhead you've got allotted for this job. And that's why the schedule is so important. Look, we're going to be on site 4 months. Anything more, we're going to need more money. If you drag it out, I've got to be out there 6 months. I got to have a superintendent all the time. I've got to have a crew. I've got to have somebody's got to pay those guys. It's going to be part of this project, though. Including milestones, payment terms, definitely outline the payment schedules and the conditions. The major, though,
Here's my big one.
is exclusions. If there was something on there that could be your scope that you didn't carry, add that to a list, your running list of exclusions, things I'm excluding on this project. I had my standards for piping things that I had to go through and remove the things that didn't make sense. But I also had a lot of things that I would have to add that were clearly exclusions for that project specifically that weren't a normal project world. So definitely check that out. And make sure that you've got everything excluded that you didn't include. Also, some good tips here. Use clear and concise language to avoid ambiguity because contracts get hard enough to read. I hate whenever the wording's like, okay, well, are they really saying that they did it or they didn't include it? Like, I
Right.
can't even tell. It's so confusing. Don't do that. Did you have it or did you not? Like, make that clear as possible for them to understand. Also, include some clauses for handling changes in unforeseen circumstances. Like I was saying,
There's never changes.
never have at least a rough idea of what the process is going to be for change orders, things like that, to get that extra overhead for the extra 2 months you got to be on the job, different things like that. Also, review the scope of work with the clients to ensure mutual understanding, whether that's you're the sub and you're going through that with the GC, or you're the GC going through it with the actual client, or the subs even, because you're going to go backwards too. You're going to have to make sure all that scope is covered and it's clearly laid out for everybody to understand.
Guys, you can lose a lot of money really quick. I've seen companies lose $500,000 because they left valves out.
Yep.
$500,000.
Oh yeah,
It's hard to make up because you don't just lose the money in the valves, you lose the money in the labor to install the valves.
that's it.
And if you miss the valves, chances are you probably missed the flanges to install those valves. So it adds up.
Can lead up to a lot really quick.
All right, so we're going to roll into vehicles. And this is a good one because are you underinsured on your work trucks? And guys, I'm going to tell you, if you don't have like maximum freaking coverage, there's literally attorneys say, look, if you ever get hit by anybody in a commercial vehicle, we'll represent you.
Yep. We'd love to.
Yeah, they'd love to. But ensuring adequate insurance coverage for your work vehicle is essential to protect you against potential losses. But it's not just you, it's you, your family, your homes, everything that they can go after, they will. And there's a lot of things to consider here. What is your liability coverage? Does it protect against damages to third parties? What about comprehensive? Your comprehensive and collision and all that. Covers non-collision related incidents like theft or natural disasters. Then your collision actually pays for the damages to your vehicle. Well, do you have enough to get your vehicle fixed back up on the road, ready to go?
To get it back and forth to the shop,
Yeah,
to get everything. Is it included or not? Like,
And I mean, even we had towing.
Yeah.
I mean, they tow a vehicle up to 150 miles. I've even got that on my motorcycles just because, look.
you don't know where it's going to happen.
bet.
It's usually in the wrong spot.
And then another big one too is equipment coverage.
Yeah.
What if you
Yes.
broke a camera? What if you broke the monitor for it? I mean, some of those monitors are 8, 10, 12 grand. And any equipment that was stored in the vehicle or things like that, what happens if it gets stolen?
Yep.
So regularly review and update your insurance policy to reflect the current value of your vehicle and equipment. And if you're not doing it, guys, look, it's just checking your insurance and making sure that you're covered for all the things like we talked about. And remember, and I hate to say it, but you've got to ask, look, what if one of my guys isn't paying attention? He's on his phone. He's watching Roger on social media. Shame on him.
Fire him.
Fire him. I'd fire him just for watching me. But here's the deal: if that person rear ends somebody and breaks their leg, breaks their back, maybe dismembers them. I mean, I'm saying you've got to say, okay, worst case scenario.
Right.
What happens if?
Yep.
What happens if you're driving down the road? One of your guys is driving down the road and runs into the back of the professional quarterback in your town, and he can never play football again. Is your insurance policy going to cover you?
Your company's just going to have to close the doors. I hate to say it,
Yeah.
guys.
That's
That's going to ruin the reputation really quick. Yeah, like
It does.
and it's sad to say that like insurance couldn't save that for that incidents in that situation. But we know how social media gets nowadays, and it reaches everybody nowadays. It's like YouTube's watched more than Netflix in homes on TVs now. Everything's just taking over and it's changing. Like, so I don't know what to expect next. You know, there's no telling.
But expect it's going to change.
But expect it's going to change. That's it. That's one thing that is definitely a guarantee.
All right. We have got the DIY HVAC guy. And this is pretty cool because it's a prominent social media influencer who provides valuable insights into HVAC systems through engaging content. His tutorials and tips are beneficial for both professionals and DIYers, kind of like we do. Any kind of enthusiast looking to understand HVAC maintenance and installations. So why did you pick this one?
Well, so this one's a little different.
Okay.
He's out of Utah.
Okay.
Okay.
We go there every now and then.
HVAC contract, which we do. And that's one of the things. It's like HVAC is different there than it is here.
And we noticed that on the walkthroughs that
we
we did.
noticed that instantly. Some of the walkthroughs of the houses, new homes that were getting built.
They all have splits.
So many splits. And that's what you'll see here is it's a lot of split systems, different tips and things like that. He's at 60 million views.
Great.
So doing
And
good.
375.
At 375,000 subs. So cruising along.
Congratulations.
Okay,
Doing very well.
That is it. Most popular here. This could keep your family warm during emergency power outage, of course. And that's your outlet up at your unit.
Mm-hmm.
And being in the HVAC and knowing a bunch of the HVAC service workers and stuff for commercial buildings, this was one of the things that we would include in our estimates for every install is we would put an outlet up at the units, because if you ever have to go back and service that unit,
You need electricity.
it's pretty nice having power there. Even if you're using all battery operated, guess what? You may want to plug your charger in while you're up there, or a fan because it's summertime. So it's some different important things, and these stay powered for a lot of different things. And having that accessible there is huge. but he does a lot of like abnormal things, and like one of the recents here that we talk about long.
Okay, no, wait. Go back to the popular. I saw a
Okay.
cool one. Watch this.
Oh,
Scroll the second one down, right there.
the car battery.
Did you know you can heat your home with a car battery?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know that. So now I'm interested.
You can do a lot of things with car batteries, is what I've learned. Kind of, you can do solar to recharge it. You can like, there's some neat little systems and setups that I've seen throughout years. I'm a tinkerer, kind of, so
You bet.
I've seen some really cool stuff. But off grid, free solar heating and air. There's your split. See, I need to watch that one.
Hook it up.
Get to work out there.
I know.
Yeah. And solar is something that I'm kind of interested in. I want to learn more about. It's something I'm not very familiar with. I'm not big on electric either, though. So, brazing here, getting rid of it, going to press, things like that. Could be going to push connect nowadays.
It's coming.
like-
Yeah, there's push
Hey.
connect out there that is holding 3,000 psi, something like that.
yeah. So everything's changing. We're gluing copper. I mean,
Boy, are we?
oh man, everything's
I
changing.
mean, we hadn't done it for an install, but we've glued it together and tested it. 7,000 psi. Glue together copper.
One of my favorite things this time of year, I know, like, well, maybe not in Utah. We have a lot of grass, so we're always mowing. So you're always having to clean your condenser coils outside. Tear into it and clean it the right way. Super important. And this is some of my favorites. It's DIY HVAC. It's teaching homeowners how to do things themselves. You don't have to call that tech, that skilled trade, and pay that skilled trade. Do it yourself. That's
And
something.
people say to me all the time, Roger, you're killing plumbers and service techs by doing it. It's like, guys, if it's something easy enough they can fix themselves and you're not out there wasting time, you could be on a project where somebody needs a whole new system.
Yeah.
Letting them take care of the easy stuff. And if you're the person that created the YouTube channel that's bringing them value, guess who they're going to call if they can't fix it? Guys, I'm telling you, YouTube is such an amazing opportunity right now.
That's it. 3 years. First video 3 years ago. So
Man, he's
cruising
doing
along,
fantastic
man.
then, yeah.
That's it. So I like to pull out all these guys that are actually out there doing it, trying to promote the trades, trying to help their customers. And that's what it's all about. That's how this guy got started. Simple stuff to try to teach people some plumbing. Because is plumbing hard?
No.
No.
Not, is
You just
tying
gotta
your
know how
shoes-
to do it.
Or tying your shoes strings together hard? No.
That's it.
Not if you know how to do it.
There's the steps to do. There's the and that's what's really cool about it is most of these things aren't hard to do. Learn the process, learn the steps, watch enough people do it, and you can start. Then you struggle enough, guess what? You'll get really good at it.
Well, the cool thing about it, here's what I like, is that, he does step-by-step guides on HVAC repairs and installation. So you get to see both sides.
Yep.
He does product reviews and tool recommendations, similar to what we do.
That's it.
Interactive Q&A sessions addressing common HVAC issues. Well, we do interactive Q&A sessions addressing plumbing, electrical, but we really don't talk about electricians at all. HVAC, roofing, just look, it's just cool stuff, man.
That's it.
But the reason you want to follow him is you can stay updated with the latest HVAC trends and technologies. You can gain practical knowledge to enhance your HVAC skills and engage with a community of HVAC professionals and enthusiasts. And guys, at the end of the day, look, we're all trying to make the world a better place. We're all trying to teach people how to do cool things. But it's funny because I was literally talking with Schluter the other day, and they're like, well, how did your channel evolve? Like, well, I started out teaching people how to fix their own plumbing. I'm like, oh my God, that's great. And it's like, yeah, but then I started getting more plumbers watching. Well, then it wasn't just plumbers. It was plumbers and HVAC techs and roofers and electricians. And it's just like, man, we keep growing our core, which is good. But you can grow a business that way too. So anybody that's interested in learning how to do what we do, I created a free webinar. I get asked all the time, hey, can you teach me to do YouTube? And it's like, yeah, I can, but you've got to look at these misconceptions first and say, okay, I can do that. People are all the time like, look, I don't have enough followers. Well, when I started, I had 0. When I started plumbing, I knew nothing about it other than I had a toilet and a kitchen sink and water heater and all that at home.
So
But, I figured it out. but people think that, that they don't have a story to tell. We've all got a story to tell. And you don't have to have $1 million equipment to start out. Now, my first YouTube coach walked in my studio, a couple of weeks ago. He's like, dude, you have invested in equipment. Well, yeah, but you know what? We started out with phones and iPads and laptop computers with the camera on it. So anything I've done, I teach you how we did it and all that. But first of all, I go through and dispel these myths as to why you can't do YouTube. So if you want to join that webinar, it is free. Go watch it. It's about an hour. All you got to do is go to www.justmattroger.com.
That's it. Everybody, we would like to thank Leak Pro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks. They let us come in here, hang out, and talk trades for an hour. But we manufacture the most precise leak detection equipment for professional plumbers. And if you don't know anything about leak detection, guys, our equipment's easy to use. It's simple. It's push button activation with a volume knob on it. It's the only adjustment on the whole device. So if you know how to deal with the volume knob,
You better just turn it up, turn it down.
You probably have a good idea at how to start operating a Leak Pro
Absolutely.
device. Every kit comes with a user manual that runs you through our full process, because that's the key to leak detection, guys. It's learning that process, working that process, training your ears so that you're listening for the right sounds. And if you want to learn that, how to do it, give me a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO. I will run you through how to locate lines, pinpoint locate leaks under a slab, outside of a slab, even determine where sewer systems are leaking, all from a double clean out outside of the house. Even how to market all these services at your business or in your local area. So give us a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO. I'd be happy to discuss the equipment or the training with you. And if you just want to get on and kind of browse the equipment, check it out at www.leak-pro.com. And I always suggest the complete kit. It's got everything you need in one box.
And if you're in Lubbock and you want to drive over, you can do that too.
That's it.
Hey,
I mean, Trey did it. Why not?
Absolutely. Came in, bought his stuff, and said, man, now I'm good to go. Lee Morris says, I replace ladders all the time here in Phoenix. The sun will destroy them.
Oh, yes.
Yes, it will. Cool stuff. Thinking, what if is cool.
Hey, cool stuff. Yeah, hard
whatever
work
it
is
takes.
cool.
Yes, it is. Juice Man HVAC checking in. Good to see you in here, brother. Guys, thank you so much for being here. We love what we get to do. We try to do this every single day at 11 o'clock Eastern time, and it works. We go live at 11 o'clock, so no matter where you are in the country, when it's lunchtime, you can sit down, pull this out, stick your earpods in, something like that, and learn a little something during lunch. Help you grow to be more in your niche, in your industry. If this was your first time here, thank you so much for being here, and man, we hope you come back. After you hit the subscribe button, make sure you ring the bell. That way you get notified every time we go live. I'm Roger Wakefield, and I do appreciate you being here. So whatever you do out there today, do it safe and have fun.
Everybody, happy hump day. I know it's a 4-day week, so it's really not hump day till this evening, I guess. But
It'll be hump night.
it's all downhill. I know. Yeah, see, I let him say that. Did good. But it is all downhill after this. And hey, we got an exciting week next week, guys. But get out there, hit it effing hard. Come back here tomorrow and check us out. Bye, guys.
See y'all.